Right, hello folks, welcome back to the channel. In this video I'm going to go through again the installation process of Skyrim VR Mad God Overhaul. The reason why I'm doing that is because basically the Wabbajack that is needed for the modless installation has a slightly different interface. So many people asked me to do this video, and so I think it's time for me to make it again in order to help people out as much as I can. So first thing you have to do obviously is to go to the Mad God Overhaul webpage, okay, on Nexus. And as you can see here, there is, this non-safe for work version, and also there is a safe for work version. I prefer the non-safe for work version for a lot of reasons, But not only that, is because it's more feature complete in my view, okay? But the first thing you have to do is really to go down on the page and look for the system requirements, okay? And it's important you do that because if you don't have as a minimum a 4070 or a 3080, you're gonna have a little bit of trouble, and it's gonna be difficult for you to make this list work properly. But also the requirements for disk space now have been increased. Before they were like around 375, now they are 400 gigabytes, and you have to have a solid state drive, okay? Then obviously another strong requirement is the 32 gigabytes of RAM. So if you don't have that, okay, it's gonna be a challenging process, and you're gonna have a lot of crashes, okay? So once we have established that you can actually install this mod list and you meet all the system requirements, the next thing you have to do is to go to the Nvidia control panel, in the bottom right of your screen. If you have the Nvidia app, you go to the control panel and you go into the 3D settings, okay? You scroll down and you will see the shader cache size, okay? This one. I have set it up to 10 gigabytes. You don't need to put it higher than that, okay? 10 gigabytes is enough, and then you click on apply in the bottom right of the screen. Okay, good. The other thing you have to do is basically to change the page file. Okay, you click on your Windows start button. Okay, you start typing performance. Yeah, if I can spell it correctly perhaps. And you can see here you can adjust the appearance and performance of Windows. Okay. And then you go on advanced, okay? And you see here virtual memory. You have to change this page file, okay? You click on change, and as you can see here, I have selected my C drive, and then I have increased the maximum size in 64,000 megabytes, okay? 64 giga. Obviously, the other step we need to do is to obviously install Skyrim VR. So you go on your Steam, okay? And you, in your library, you search for Skyrim VR if you don't have it installed. And make sure that your version is the Elder Scrolls V Skyrim VR. Do not install the Skyrim Special Edition, okay? Because it's not gonna work. So this is the version that we need. And when you install it, you have to make sure that the language is set on English. And to do that, you right-click on the title, you do properties, and I think the language, okay, should be set on English, because otherwise you're gonna have problems. Once you have installed Skyrim VR, you have to launch it at least one time, okay, before proceeding with the installation. And this is because Skyrim needs to create some folders and some other file structures. So I'm not an expert on this, so I'm not going to delve into that, but please launch a game once and play it a little bit, and then you can close it, okay? Save if you want, and then close it, okay? That's it. That should be enough. Good. So now we are getting into the interesting part. So you go to your Google Drive, your Google in your browser. So and you search for Wabbajack. Okay. You go on the Wabbajack site. Okay, and you download this Wabbajack. Okay. You can download it pretty much wherever you want, but I downloaded it in a D drive, okay, and I put it into a separate folder called Wabbajack. It's an executable, okay, so you can download this over here, and it will stay like that. Then, after you do that, what you have to do is to basically download the mod list. So you go back to the Mad God Overhaul mod list page, and you select files and you do the manual download. Once you start the manual download, okay, you can download this. I generally do it into the Wabbajack folder, okay, and I generally save, as you can see here, all the version of MGOs, okay. In this case, I downloaded this, Mad God Overhaul 3.7.1. Okay, it's a 7-zip file. Once you do that, you download it. Obviously, if you have the Nexus Premium account, which I strongly recommend, the download will be much faster, and also you will not need to approve any single mod download when the Wabbajack is working. Okay, so the Nexus Premium account is really a strict requirement if you don't want to spend the rest of your life just clicking on your screen. Let's say that you have premium account. Let's go and install the actual mod list. So to do so, you go to the Wabbajack folder where you have downloaded your Wabbajack and your mod list. What you have to do is to extract the mod list you have just downloaded into the same folder here. You see, I already done that, and do not use the Windows extractor, because it's gonna give you a problem. If you do extract all and you try to extract, it's gonna give you an error. Okay, just if you have a 7-zip as a folder, you open it, and then you extract the two files inside that folder over here. Okay, that's it. That's really it. Then you launch Wabbajack, and now we'll see what happens here. Okay, so you launch Wabbajack, and as you can see, it's completely different from what it was before. And say, how do I do that now? Easy peasy. You go here on the left side, and there is a browse list. Okay, you click on that, and then in the top right you will find install from disk. Obviously, you can also install other mod list if you want to, directly by clicking this. For example, I have installed FUS in the past, or Tempus Maledictum. Okay, so yeah, anyway, you do, in this case for Mad God Overhaul, you do install from disk, and then you select the file that you just have extracted in that folder, okay, in Wabbajack MGO 3.66. In this case here for me is 3.66, but if we want to install 3.7, let's install 3.7. Okay, so we open that file that I just downloaded, 3.71, and now Wabbajack is gonna do some other stuff. So it basically connected to the Nexus page. One thing you have to do, you have to make sure that you are logged into your Nexus mod account. So you click on settings in the bottom left, and then you log in the account, okay? It will ask me to authenticate, put the password, whatever sometimes. So now I make sure that I am logged in, okay? That's good. And once I do that, I go again there, install from disk, and I select the Wabbajack list I downloaded. Okay, the important two things here are the installation path. Do not select here the same installation folder as Skyrim VR, or don't put it into the Steam folder. Let's say I created a separate folder in the drive called the Skyrim VR MGO. Okay, automatically it should create a download folder over here. Okay, which it's needed to basically, for Nexus to download all the mods before the actual installation of the mod list. And that's it. Basically, once you have set it up like this, you click on install, okay? And that's it. I'm not gonna do this now because I have another version of Mad God Overhaul, but that's how it works. Now, you have to know one thing. If the installation of Wabbajack fails for any reason, okay, which can happen, don't worry about it. You just, you can redo it again. It will download only the things that didn't do before, okay? It's a complete reversible process, okay? Every time, if it fails more time, you try again. You can see the log and see exactly what the problem is. If, for example, there was a mod list, a mod pack that wasn't able to download, you can understand that. And sometimes it's easily fixable if you download it, for example, separately, and you put it in your download folder over here, Skyrim VR Mad God Overhaul downloads, okay? Sometimes that happens, okay? But don't worry about it. And I think that's pretty much it. If you have other things, other questions, please let me know in the comment down below. And obviously, if this video is useful to you, don't forget to like and subscribe. And I will see you next time. Thank you for watching. We are dead. Signing out.